Are you looking for the best gaming monitors? In this video we will look at some of the 5 best gaming monitors on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. MSI MPG 321URX QD-OLED. The best gaming monitor we've tested is the MSI MPG 321URX QD-OLED. It's a premium 4K, 240Hz monitor with a QD-OLED panel. It provides both outstanding picture quality and fantastic gaming performance. Motion looks extremely clear thanks to its near-instantaneous response time, so there's almost no blur behind fast-moving objects. It also supports HDMI 2.1 bandwidth to take full advantage of modern graphics cards and gaming consoles, and has some neat features, like a KVM switch that makes it easy to switch between sources. Its QD-OLED panel delivers perfect blacks in dark rooms without any blooming around bright objects. It also gets bright enough for small highlights to pop, and colors are vivid. While it doesn't get bright enough to fight glare, it has fantastic reflection handling that's good enough to use in most well-lit rooms. However, reflections from bright light sources can get distracting, and if you think that would bother you, check out the Samsung Odyssey OLED G8/G80 SDS32DG80 instead. It has a matte coating that spreads reflections out well, but it tends to cost a bit more than the MSI. However, it's still a great alternative if you can't find the MSI available in your region. Number 2. MSI MPG 271QRX QD-OLED. If you don't need a premium option with a high 4K resolution like the MSI MPG 321URX QD-OLED, check out the less expensive MSI MPG 271QRX QD-OLED instead. Besides the fact that it has a smaller screen, it's very similar in terms of features to its more expensive sibling, as it also has a KVM switch, USB hub, and HDMI 2.1 bandwidth to take full advantage of modern graphics cards. It also performs as you'd expect for gaming, with a fast response time and vivid images. However, the main difference is that it has a lower 1440p resolution, so images aren't as detailed, and text isn't as sharp. That said, it has a higher 360Hz refresh rate that's ideal for competitive gaming, and the lower resolution makes it easier for your graphics card to maintain high frame rates. If you don't need such a high refresh rate, there are some 240Hz OLED monitors you can get for a bit cheaper, like the Acer ROG Strix OLED G2724D. However, its colors aren't vivid, so the MSI still offers the best performance in this price range. Number 3. Acer Nitro 15275K P3 BiPros. If you don't need an OLED's high-end performance or prefer saving money, check out a mid-range option like the Acer Nitro 15275K P3 BiPros, which is worth getting when it's on sale. There are a few trade-offs, as it doesn't deliver the same deep blacks or have a near-instantaneous response time as the MSI MPG 271QRX QD-OLED. That said, its motion handling is still consistently good across its VRR range, so there isn't much blur with fast-moving objects. It also has a lower 160Hz refresh rate, which is still good for most gamers, and it has a higher 4K resolution for sharper images. On top of its gaming perks, it has good picture quality whether you're gaming in SDR or HDR. It has a decent mini LED local dimming feature that helps it display deep blacks next to bright highlights, and it also gets bright enough to make highlights pop. There are some downsides, though, as it has increased input lag with fixed 60Hz signals, which is disappointing for playing reaction-based games. However, you can avoid this issue if you start gaming at a higher refresh rate and use VRR to go down to a lower refresh rate. Number 4. AOC Q27G3XMN. As you get into budget monitors, you get fewer features than high-end models, but there are some that still offer both good gaming performance and picture quality. That's the case with the AOC Q27G3XMN, which is one of the few low-cost monitors to have mini LED backlighting like the Acer Nitro 15275K P3 BiPros. Combining its high native contrast with its good local dimming, it displays deep blacks next to bright highlights, and there isn't too much blooming, either. It also gets very bright in HDR, so highlights pop against the rest of the image. However, there are a few trade-offs versus the Acer, as it has a lower 1440p resolution, so images aren't as detailed. While it has a fast response time without much blur behind fast-moving objects, it has some black smearing, which is one of the downsides of its VA panel. If you can't find it available in your region, the Acer Nitro 15275 UP3 is another great low-cost option with mini LED backlighting and good picture quality. However, it has worse motion handling than the AOC. Number 5. Dell G2724D. If you want a simple and cheap gaming monitor, check out the Dell G2724D, which you can often find for a low cost directly from Dell's website. It has specs similar to those of the AOC Q27G3XMN, as it also has a 27-inch, 1440p screen. However, it doesn't have mini LED backlighting, so it has much worse picture quality as blacks look gray in dark rooms, which is the trade-off for getting something cheaper. Luckily, it still offers good value as a pure gaming monitor because motion looks sharp, and it doesn't have black smearing like on the AOC. Besides that, its 165Hz refresh rate is ideal for most gamers, especially if you have an entry-level gaming setup that can't take advantage of higher refresh rates. However, there are a few entry-level 240Hz monitors you can get if you prefer a higher refresh rate, like the ViewSonic XG2431. That said, it has a lower 1080p resolution, so at least the Dell offers both detailed enough images and a smooth gaming feel.